Greetings to each of you. Our handle is Hades Base, but really, I am Russ Hatfield and she is Kara, my twin soul and a member of Ashtar Command. We are now changing topics to one that is guaranteed to twist the mind: parallel universes. This lesson is presented by Omal, channeling through Mark Crocker, and it is a definitive explanation on parallel universes from a master who knows them well. We call this one Omal on Parallel Universes. It's just over 5 minutes for this lesson, but get ready for a mental roller coaster. Omal takes us on a wild ride of how reality really works. Think infinity and multiply that by infinity to understand the scope of what we call life. You can follow our online transcript at the link below of our homepage, centerforascension.org. Please subscribe if you want at the end of this lesson to be alerted to future channeling sessions, editorials from Kara and myself, and lessons from the Center for Ascension. And now, Omal on Parallel Universes.
I think Leonides gave a good demonstration on when he was taking energy from you and giving you energy when you were discussing things a while ago.
Right.
How he created energy balls by deliberately showing the actions.
Right.
And
and he's had even more, demonstrations of that
then,
out there. That, for example, becoming a older person.
correct.
That's just a matter of collecting the energy and informing it around you to become another person.
That is correct.
So it's actually kind of a simulacrum, correct?
Correct.
Which is all. Now, is that what Mark is doing? Is creating a simulacrum of himself there?
Yes, basically.
I see. So it's not the actual Mark.
No.
I'm gonna take you and turn you into jelly squirts. All right.
I think they would make very little jelly.
All right. Okay. So it's not the actual Mark. It's a portion of Mark.
Correct. It is the essence of Mark with molecules forming.
Okay. For example, when we have other aspects of ourselves in other parallel lives or dimensions, those are actual versions of ourselves.
Correct.
It's not the same thing as what Mark's doing.
No.
Nice. Okay. That clears that up.
But you are an aspect of yourself in another dimension, looking at you from the other dimension, universe.
I see. Okay. And the reason is because those molecules are connected on an etheric level with my molecules here.
In essence, yes.
Okay. And that is why my actions here affect the molecules in other parallel lives, vice versa.
Correct.
Okay. So when something happens to me, I can or cannot blame it on my parallel lifetime person that says,
That says, let's go surfing.
all right, or whatever.
Correct.
That's actually, a lot of it still has to do with me,
Correct.
but I assume there is some sort of rub-off somewhere.
You are basically the same person in parallel universes, but just a little bit more different. So the further you go, the more different you are.
So would you say that I myself am the center of those, or how does that work?
You are neither out of the center or in the center. It depends on where you are.
Okay.
Okay, if we go back to the discussion on parallel universes, everything is a little bit more different. You could go from your current one to the next one, and it would be hardly noticeable.
Right.
It may be as noticeable as the font on the computer is slightly thinner, or your skin pigmentation is slightly darker, but hardly, barely noticeable.
I see what it is. And if you got to the very far end of that scale, it'd be wildly different. But that person looking out would see it going out in an opposite direction toward where I'm at.
Correct.
And to them, I would be wildly out of sync.
And there would be even more further out from them that would be even more wildly different.
I understand. Okay. So I'm neither the center, nor am I
on the extremities.
Right. I am merely me.
Correct.
In my universe, doing what I'm doing now.
Correct.
Cool.
But this is where it gets a little complicated.
Oh, I knew this was coming.
Okay, you are thinking linear.
Right.
That way and that way.
Right.
But what's to stop you from going that way and that way?
Forward, backward.
And this way and that way. And that way and this way. And this way and that way.
Yeah. So many changes.
Correct. There is a center, and everybody is at that center.
Every version of ourselves are
Correct.
at that center. Right. I see what you mean.